Today on Uncut with Lucia, we have Sheri Strobaugh. Sheri is the author of the book My Birthday was a Writer's Brother. He was the singer of Enchanted Melody. So, Sheri, welcome to Uncut with Lucia.
Thank you so much, Lucia. It's wonderful to be here. Nice to see you.
Thank you. It's nice to see you again. Yeah.
Yes.
The relatable voice. So, Sheri, from your opinion, what is the best thing about your book?
Well, I think the best thing about my book is I was very honest in my journey about finding my birth parents, and I just let everything out and didn't hold back. And I shared my emotions, and I think that a lot of other adoptees that are worried about searching, maybe this can be inspirational for them, that maybe they'll just take that next step, because I'm thrilled that I found my birth family. I don't have any regrets. And you can't ever have too much love, right?
Yes, exactly. And Sheri, can you share with us your journey?
Sure. I started out when I had a relative pass away, and I realized I didn't have any background. I had no idea if I had cancer, diabetes, anything like that in the past. So I decided to, with the help of my dad, contact the adoption agency in Los Angeles for non-identification paperwork. And so they sent me a form. I had to get it notarized and give them $100. And that's what started my journey. They sent me back like 5 pages of things I never knew. It's like my mom had, 2 sisters, and I have 2 half sisters, and my dad, they didn't know who he was at first, but I found out later that, he had 2 brothers. They were tall and blonde and blue-eyed, and it just was a really crazy thing. It was just a wonderful start to the journey.
Was it easy for you to find your family? I mean, your father's family?
Yeah, it was easier than I thought, because I was supposed to get my adoption paperwork like 6 months afterwards. And I was thinking I got it 2 weeks later, but it was actually like 8 weeks later I got it. But they gave me 2 choices for my birth dad, since he didn't live in California. And it was Ralph L. Hatfield or Robert L. Hatfield. And so I decided to jump on the internet myself and start looking at high schools. And I knew that my birth dad had his parents had a cleaners business in Anaheim. So I started out with Anaheim Union High School. So I typed his name in, and then it came up, and I got all nervous, and then I clicked on him, and there was a picture of him, and I knew at that moment he was my birth dad. I mean, my gosh, he looks just like me. And it was crazy. It was just, I keep saying it's crazy, but that was my feeling.
Who was the first person who knew who your father is? Like,
okay, well, I came home. I was at work, and I came home, and I had printed out the picture with nothing else. I didn't have the article with it. And so I walked in the door, and my husband greets me after work, and I said, "Oh, look what I have." And I showed him the picture. He's like, "Oh my gosh, you found your birth dad. That's insane." And I'm like, "I know." So yeah, my husband was the first one to see my journey begin, right?
how did you came up like with the idea of writing a book about your journey?
Well, I have always been a writer since a child. I, used to write poems when I was little, and then teenagehood, I wrote music, and then I kind of moved on and started writing more and more. And when I started my journey, I thought, I'm going to document everything, because I'm not the only one going through this, and there's got to be just hundreds of thousands out there that are like worried. And so I thought, if I can just lay out my emotions and share with people the journey, then I think I got to be helping somebody somewhere, right?
Wow, that's amazing. And Sheri, you told me that you always like writing. Yeah,
Yes.
know
Yes.
you used to write also songs. And do you think this is only a coincidence that your father was a singer? Also, I believe he was a writer. He used to write his songs as well. So what do you think about it?
Yeah, I don't believe in coincidence. I know that this was meant to be. Everything's meant to be. And I do not have a beautiful voice like my birth dad, but I can write, and I think I've taken his artistic nature and put it through my work. Um, and I think that genetics are just incredible because I've never met Bobby Hatfield. He died 3 years before I searched for him, but I know him through all the beautiful people that I've met and all the stories and the dreams I have. I've met him in my dreams. So no coincidence.
Okay. It's a pity that you could not meet him, like at least here. Yeah.
I know, I have to wait.
Have to wait.
Yeah.
And what was the most difficult part about writing this book?
Well, writing fiction, it's exciting, right? And you're always trying to come up with a new adventure, and then when you do, you get overexcited and you can't type fast enough, right? So when I was writing my book, there's times that I was like typing and I had to stop because I'd wipe my eyes, crying about this and crying about that. Not always sad, but just emotionally happy too. And it's just a lot more of an emotional thing when you're writing nonfiction, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I can imagine. And did you show like the first chapter, second chapter for someone like your daughter, your husband, or you decide to write the whole manuscript and then show them?
Oh, yeah, I wrote the whole manuscript. I did not show it to anybody. I didn't. It was too private to me. I didn't show my daughter. I didn't show my husband. I just couldn't do it because that's like all my emotions. That's like my insecurities. That's everything out there. And I thought I can't do it. And so then I had this dream, time to publish your book. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to do it. Thank you, God. I'm going to do it. So the next day, I actually just published my book, and then my family got to read it.
I don't know if I could wait. Good. And are you an indie, or you published it through a publisher?
No, I did it through Amazon. It's being sold at Barnes and Noble and Amazon online and a few other places. But I'm hoping that I'd love to see it in bookstores. I mean, that's my dream. And so we'll see what happens.
Tell me about your next book. So you have 12 kids' books.
Yes.
Yes. When are you going to publish these books?
We're hoping to find a good illustrator. I was told it's kind of weird in the book scene because they say don't do the illustrations till you find a publisher, and because they have their own illustrators, a ton of them. And then I've also heard, well, if you're going to go ahead and just do it online with Amazon, then you have to find an illustrator. So I'm kind of like going back and forth on what to do, right? But I'm working on it. That's going to be like once I get things going with my Righteous Brother book, that's going to be my next step, is try to get those published.
If your book was to be made into a movie, which actors would you choose to star in it?
Wow, that's a cool question. I'm told that people want to see younger people rather than my age. Oh, who wants to see a grandma? I've literally been told that, and that's fine. I get it. I had to take my TWIN SHIVERS book, and which the main character was my age, and I had to delete all that and then switch it down to my daughter's age. So I'm just going to say Kate Hudson and Chris Pratt would be lovely.
Ah, they are.
Wouldn't they be cute?
cute. Yes. But I think I would love to have Mary Streep in being one of my films if I had to, like.
Oh yeah, she's beautiful.
And Sheri, can
Yeah.
you share with us a little bit more without spoiling your book? What message is your book bringing to your readers?
I truly hope that it's inspirational. I believe my book's all about love, that you can't have too much love. The more love you get, the more love you can give. And you can never have too much family. I was always big on reunions. I had a small family, so I always tried to get them together.
Mhm.
So I think that, my message would be, always be kind, always be loving, and realize that the most important thing in life is love. So I'm hoping that I can be inspirational. My friend the other day said, "You have soul and inspiration." And I cracked up because, that's a Righteous Brothers song. And so I thought that was a cool thing to say. So that's probably what I would hope to get out there is inspiration and for adoptees to get out there and find their families.
As an adoptee, what message you have for parents who are concerned to tell their kids where they come from?
Oh, I know how scary it is for the parents that have adopted kids. I knew when I was a baby. I have no idea. They just told me my whole life how special I was and I was a gift from God. And when uh, when I was placed in their arms, it was meant to be. So I have always known that. And I think every parent of adoptees should just tell them how much they're loved and that, they came from heaven and they didn't come out of their tummy, but they're just as special as their other kids, or if they're the only kids, that they're just a gift from God. And I think it'll all work out. I think that parents are always nervous about if the kids will love them as much. Like my parents never wanted me to find my birth family. They basically said, my mom said, "You're mine." They gave you up, you're mine. So I think that's just a little bit of insecurity. So I think the kids, let them know when they're young, and they'll accept you, and they won't know any different, right? They're going to be just happy as can be.
Okay, and you have kids from
And you?
yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about them?
Sure. My oldest is Brandon. He is a beautiful young man, has a daughter named JoJo, and he's currently engaged to his fiance Alicia, who has a couple of beautiful daughters too. So I've gained a couple extra grandkids, which is kind of neat. And then my daughter Sarah, she has 4 children, and she is beyond beautiful. I think you've seen pictures of her.
Yes.
And we do sports and family dinners, and we just are close as a family can be. And then my youngest, Nick, he just got a beekeeping gig, his job in Portland. So he's down there right now, but he is so good with nature, and he's a fabulous musician. So he received a lot of Bobby's genes because he's an amazing guitarist. He can play the piano and never had lessons, and he sings beautifully. So those are my 3, and I'm just so very proud of them.
Oh, that's so amazing to have a family like this. And Sheri, about the writing process, I know that your favorite place is Maui, yeah? Hawaii.
It is.
So when you have writer's block, I don't know if you have writer's block. I experienced it many times.
Yes.
Staying some days in Maui helps you to get inspired and start writing again, or you don't experience writer's block?
No, I have writer's block. I'm working on a new book right now where I need some inspiration. Maui always inspires me. It's just the most beautiful, peaceful place. And my favorite thing to do is to snorkel with the sea turtles. And they're so kind and they're so gentle, and they just bring so much peace to my soul. So I have, Maui's definitely a place that can bring me back. You know, it's just a magical place, and I love it. But I do have a peaceful place where I live. I live on 6 acres and lots of hummingbirds and lots of animals, and it's pretty easy for me to walk outside and walk through my woods and get inspired.
Mm-hmm. So your favorite place to write is inside home or outside in this place you are telling me? Outside.
Both. If it's a beautiful day, I'm outside. If it's a little cloudy, a little wet, then I just, I'll go upstairs and have some quiet time and write.
Where can we find your books besides Amazon?
Oh, okay. They're also at Barnes and Noble, and I believe on eBay. And there's just a whole list of places. So I know some people don't want to buy on Amazon, but Barnes and Noble, they've got free shipping. So that would be a great place to find me. Then you can always look on my website, on Facebook. I always have information there, and on Goodreads. I'm on Goodreads, and then also Instagram. I'm getting better at Instagram. I'm trying. I'm watching you, and then you're so good at it. So I'll get there. It's just a little new to me.
Can you tell us your Instagram? How is your Instagram name? I think it's Sheri Strobaugh. Yeah.
It's Sheris Children.
So what is the word you would choose to describe your journey or your mission? What is
the one word?
Yes.
Besides perseverance, because that's a good one, right? I'm just going to go right back to love. I mean, it's what the world's all about. And it took me a long time to write this book, and not to write it, to actually edit it and get it out there and finally publish it. But it's all about love, right? I can't describe how important it is for kindness to each other. I mean, everybody, there's always somebody you can smile at, and they'll just smile back, and then it'll just a chain reaction, and the better person you can be, the better life is.
Exactly. A smile is for free. Like sometimes you go and you see people that they don't say good morning, but still I say good morning,
Yes.
It's not like we don't know what this person is going through. Right. Yeah. So we can try at least do our part, and you are doing.
Yes.
Your readers, are you getting feedback from them?
I am. My readers have been so kind to me. They've just, they're saying, make a movie, or this is the best book I've ever read. And I'm like, that's because you love me. And they're like, no, I promise that's not why. But it's been incredible feedback. I had no idea how kind people would be towards me. And they've just been loving and receptive, very receptive. I've always been a secret for 14 years. And I always felt like, a little insecure, and, do I have a right to say I'm Bobby Hatfield's daughter? Do I have a right to feel that he's my dad? Do I have a right to love him? It's been very, it's been precarious. That's the word I use once in a while. It's been very precarious. But the other day I had a guy, a Facebook friend, and and I said, oh yeah, my birth dad, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, why are you saying birth dad? He says, you're the firstborn child. Just say my dad. It's fact. And so I'm trying to get to that. And I think it's probably because I haven't met him, I never did meet him, but yeah, I'm his daughter, and I'm very proud of that. And I'm just thrilled to look like somebody for the first time in my life. So yeah, there's my answer there. Kind of scrambled around.
It's a beautiful story, Sheri. I agree. You should make a movie, because this is, I can imagine the surprise I would have when I, like to know, no way, this is my father. And and there is no coincidence, as you said, you always loved like writing songs, and like you cried a lot. You told me always when you listened to his songs. I also cried a lot when I saw Ghost.
Oh yeah, who didn't, right? I even think guys probably got teary-eyed too, because how do you not with that touching story, right?
So beautiful. And also because like, and although I saw the movie like 10 times and cried, I want to see it again. Just I think I want to cry again. I don't know.
I do too. I do too. It's an incredible story.
I wish you can keep writing. I'm very happy that you wrote this book and you were able to also help people who are having the same situation than you, and they have no strength, no, like they are not sure if they should try to find their family. I think, as you said, their love is the most important thing.
Yes. You're not going to have anything less, right? You're going to still have the loving family that you have now, but you might have this incredible family out there that had no idea that you existed, or maybe they did but just didn't know how to find you. So I mean, why not have more family, right? Why not try it? Ta-da, there it is.
So this is your book, My Birthday was a writer's brother, and I can see that you look just like him.
Yeah. Oh, and you know, the people have asked me a bunch why I chose that picture in front. That was the year that I discovered he was my dad. I was 48 years old, and my girlfriends literally snuck a picture of mine, found a picture of Bobby, and they did a Photoshop, and so they gave me an 11 by 13 picture frame, beautifully framed picture of my dad and myself on my birthday. So that's the reason behind this picture, is because that's when I discovered who I was.
Yeah, that's beautiful and perfect. It looks like you are just close to him, and in reality you are, yeah, like in your heart. And so, Sheri, it was a pleasure to meet you, to be talking to you. I talked to you on the Relatable Voice. I'm talking to you here, and I hope we can meet.
Oh, I love that. Absolutely. I would love to meet you and give you a hug.